Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy, brought to you by the Gonna Geek Network. Bringing you the latest nerdy news and geekdom, here are the hosts of the show. Anthony.
No pants, all bacon and dick butts.
Naki.
That was the joke, you dumbass.
Willie.
You're a bad person.
Chris.
We should probably, do actual show stuff instead of talk about Willie.
And sometimes some special guests.
As Magneto once said, "Ha ha ha, welcome to die!"
Meat candy. Woohoo!
If you're a kid and listening, you rock and your parents are awful.
A brand new ATGN starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 252, I think it is, of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast, recorded live on Sunday, March 19th, 2017. And Willie was posed like Hulk Hogan during the intro.
You're goddamn right there, brother.
Is that how the show's going to be? You're going to brother people a lot?
Brother, bother, it's all the same.
Touche. So like I was saying, welcome to episode 252, recorded live on March 19th, 2017. Naki's not with us here this week, but that's for a completely justifiable reason, which we can get into later. But you do have myself, Bachman, and Willie still here.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
You guys sound real excited to be here today.
Oh, I am. Do you want me to jumping off the roof or something? Jesus Christ, Chris.
Yes, Willie, go jump off the roof.
I don't even know how to get on the roof.
That'll make for great podcasting. Go jump off
I do
the
have
roof.
a tall balcony. I can just, or a set of stairs. I can just hop off that. It's good.
Make sure you point your webcam to those stairs before you do it, though.
Oh, no, I'm going to take the webcam at me so you can see the ground coming at. Boom.
So what, you're going to selfie as you jump off?
Action shot. I mean, it probably won't kill me, but you guys get to see all the pain and stuff I have.
Well, I mean, you could dial into Google Hangouts on air with your phone, and we could just do it that way, and you could do it while mobile while you're jumping around outside.
That would be kind of cool.
I mean, I have taken my phone outside before to try and get the dildo car on tape during the middle of a show.
I can see now. Oh, is that a rib sticking out of my chest? Why is it so painful?
Well, I mean, we could just find someone who's a doctor to come on and watch the show and help diagnose us as you are collecting yourself from falling off the roof.
Diagnose me or help me? Because
well, how are they going to be
someone here to help me?
How are they going to be able to help you when they are geographically separated from you?
Find someone local. Damn it!
Well,
to
now
me,
you're
to
just
me,
being
local to
picky.
me.
Now you're being picky.
I'm the one with a compound fracture coming out of my shin.
We haven't had that diagnosed yet. We don't have a doctor on the show to diagnose your compound fracture.
I need to smoke again. God damn it!
That's what most people say when they have to talk to me for more than a few minutes at a time.
Except most of the time they're talking about bath salts.
Well, I do live in Appalachia.
Wait, do you smoke bath salts?
I don't know, supposedly. I don't know. Let's ask the chat room. Chat room, do you smoke bath salts? We don't know these things.
And if you answer that, I promise NSA is not listening in.
Yeah, why would the NSA care about our wacky weekend morning show? Not wrong. Well, guys, how's it been going this week? I haven't seen you guys or talked to you guys really in about a week. Anything new? What's the good word?
Wait, we were supposed to have good words?
Yeah, people keep dying. God damn it.
Wait, who else died?
Last night, Bernie Wrightson died.
Who's that?
Oh, you fucking suck.
I have a bad memory. Just tell me.
Co-creator of Swamp Thing, artist on Cycle of the Werewolf, illustrator for the best Frankenstein book ever done.
Let's go back to Swamp Thing because I love those movies as a kid.
Horror icon artist Bernie Wrightson passed away last night.
Sorry for your loss.
Hence, I'm wearing my shirt, Cycle of the Werewolf.
Why does it look like a horse skeleton instead of a werewolf skeleton?
It's a wolf skeleton. You're an ass.
Oh, it is? I can't tell. My camera or my whole internet's shitty.
His internet sucks balls, and that's putting it nicely just by saying that.
Well, you and your ball-sucking internet need to go look up some Bernie Wrightson and...
Willie, how long did it take you to download a PS4 game the other day?
Most times I just let it do it overnight, and I just gotta wait. There it is. That's all there is to it. Just gotta wait.
I mean, that's the problem. If your internet is slow as butt, on top of PlayStation Network also being slow for downloads.
Hey, no cheap shots. No cheap shots.
Hey, that's how it
now.
was with PS3 at least. I haven't tried it on PS4, but I would try and do a PS3 digital download being wired into my router. I couldn't get more than about 20K down, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
20K? It's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I'm calling shenanigans on that.
It happened in multiple places.
Well, you go get a PS4 and you tell me what the difference is.
Why would I get a PS4? I already have a Switch and an Xbox One. I can play everything I want right now.
I will give you that. The new Zelda does look fun. That would, if I did get a Switch, that'd be just it for right now.
That's
like,
because that's the
what else they
only
got?
game that's really.
I don't know if it
worth
looks like. I don't know if it looks
you
like
don't want-
fun. It looks like it's an addiction because people keep disappearing.
You don't want 1-2 Switch?
No, I want
And all those
Snipper Clips
awesome mini
actually.
fucking games?
Snipper Clips is actually a fun co-op game because they did put out a multiplayer beta of, or not multiplayer, just a regular sample version of it. I can't talk today, of Snipper Clips, and it's really
A
fun.
demo?
Yes, that's what I meant to say, a demo. They're doing the
about to
beta
say.
of Splatoon 2 this weekend or next weekend, I believe.
Yay, Spittoon.
Spittoon is what cowboys spit in.
Same difference.
No,
Did I stutter?
Not
Actually,
that
I might
know
have.
of. I don't know. Maybe.
I do stutter sometimes.
I think you should all buy a Switch so you can play Zelda, though, or buy a Wii U so you can play Zelda.
Well, I mean, if they're the same price, why would I get a Wii U?
Because you can actually find a Wii U.
I might get a Switch. I don't know. 'Cause if they do that thing that people
how much
wish
shit
they
were
did-
you talking about me getting a Switch for months, Willie? And now I hear, I might get a Switch. What?
for Legend of Zelda, and after seeing the stuff, hey, can you blame me? For
Yes.
Legend of Zelda.
Because
I
you talk
can't.
shit. And so now we
Talk
can
shit
blame
all
you.
the damn time.
I realized
What's
that
the point?
over the past 2 weeks, I've put in over 30 hours in The Legend of Zelda.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Or should I just get Horizon Zero Dawn, which is kind of similar to the Zelda game?
It's not as good as Zelda from what people have said, but I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn.
Dinosaurs.
Now, I did see in here, Keith the Destroyer does play Zelda on Wii U. So you could get a Wii U and be like Keith and play there.
But
you
once
mean-
again, if
You
they're
mean
the same
Turok
price,
Transformer Hunter?
does that not sound like a good game?
It does
I didn't say it doesn't, but that game totally is fucking Turok Transformer Hunter. I don't know how they're trying
And
to
that
pull
sounds
it off.
awesome.
I don't know how they're trying to pull it off as an original property. All they did was take two properties and stick them together.
I don't know.
Hey, there was what Transformers Dino Wars, was that Beast Form? What was it
It
called?
was Beast Wars.
There was Beast
Beast
Wars,
Wars,
as a
that's it.
series.
There was one video game I think on the PS1 and it was shitty. This looks to be a lot better than that, except you're playing as a human and killing the Beast Wars.
So the buzz I've seen on is the Horizon Zero Dawn is very good, but not nearly as long as something like Zelda or what is presumed to be Mass Effect Andromeda, which comes out this week also. This is the problem. We're in a nice butter zone where there's tons of good games coming out. So everyone's like, I don't have time to play everything I've got because I realized there's no way in hell I'm beating Zelda before Mass Effect comes out on Tuesday or Thursday, whatever day it is. I'm screwed.
And then Chris goes away.
Yeah.
I have heard of some mixed reviews about Andromeda.
So have I, and we can touch on that when we get into the news because maybe that's a news story for you, Willie.
That's for me or for, I didn't do my research. Oh wait, that's every week.
We could talk about it when we get into the news of the
That's
week.
pretty normal.
But since I did mention it, why don't we just roll into that news of the week as soon as I find the bump?
Bomb.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
So it's that time of the show where we run down what we think might just be the coolest or at least the most interesting geeky and nerdy news that has come out. And I'm going to start things off first. I don't know if you guys heard, there was a lot of buzz going around that Warner Brothers is planning on revisiting the Matrix franchise.
Boo.
I'm not so sure it's necessarily boo after things got set straight. So here's some of the stuff we've heard. Zach Penn is slated to be writing it. Michael B. Jordan eyed as the lead, which is good casting, good director, good writer. Now, the rumor was going around that it was going to be a reboot of the Matrix franchise. Well, it appears not to be the case. Zach Penn went to Twitter and in a few tweets said, "All I can say at this point is no one could or should reboot The Matrix. People who know Animatrix and the comics understand. Can't comment yet except to say the words reboot and remake were from an article. Let's stop responding to inaccurate news. How about just re-release The Matrix? Don't reboot if you can do it better. You want to see more stories set in the universe of The Matrix? Yes, because it's a brilliant idea that generates great stories. Look at what people are doing with the X-Men universe. Between Logan and Legion and Deadpool, does anyone want them to stop? Not me." So they're not really saying they're rebooting The Matrix. The guy who is supposedly tagged to be writing it has pretty much said, don't use the word reboot. So a continuation of The Matrix or a prequel of it, I don't know what exactly it's going to be, but I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah, he also has a tweet that says, if I was going to recast Keanu Reeves, I would cast Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
All right, I'm good with Zach Penn. I'm good with Zach Penn if he's the one doing it.
Well, and let's be honest too, Keanu Reeves has also said he would come back and do another Matrix film under like the condition I think it was the Wachowskis had to come back too. I don't think they're
Keanu
planning
Reeves
on
is
it,
an
but-
immortal vampire and hasn't aged since 1984.
No, that dude's what, like 52? He does not look it.
Yeah, he looks fucking great.
Yeah,
it's
look,
ridiculous.
In the chat room, Steven says expansion of the universe makes sense. It really does, because if you look at what they did with that series, they did a whole bunch of stuff to expand upon the original mythos. You had the Animatrix film that was like, 7, 8 different anime short stories that basically said, here's some other events that are occurring in the Matrix before we get into Matrix 2. Now, the video games, while they weren't really that good gameplay-wise, it was an extension of the universe. They were official canon. They did add to the story. So the Matrix has been real big on building up their own meta.
Yeah, as long as it's not a reboot, I don't think it would be a bad idea. Adding to the story is one thing. Yeah, just don't come back and tell me it's Matrix 1 again. You can never, ever get that back.
Willie, you seem undecided. We can't hear you, Willie.
Here's what they're going to do. They're going to jump forward. Here's what they're probably going to do. They're going to jump forward, and they're going to have the next one, because it's a long line of lineage of ones. There's not just one. There's many ones.
That's true. They did say that. And I did check real quick on the Googles. Keanu Reeves is 52 years old.
And yes, just like Steve in the chat room says, we cannot forget the great Jet Li movie, The One. I was a fan of that movie. Oh, whoa.
It was good fight scenes, but it was not a good movie.
I'm nobody's bitch.
Chris,
Yes.
you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Objectively wrong.
I don't know about that.
Wait, objectively, does that mean absolutely wrong? I'm going to say that's what I meant, so let's just do that.
Well, and isn't the one that's where we basically got Statham turned into an action star, right?
I believe so.
I think so.
Because he didn't do much action in Snatch.
Just because of that, it doesn't make it a good movie. There were good fight scenes, but the movie was not good.
The movie was pretty cool. I liked the concept. Plus, I think Jet Li had fun doing it because he got to play all the different versions of himself.
Like the surfer dude?
The surfer dude with the blonde hair was fucking awesome.
See, Chris, you're wrong.
It does make me a little sad, though, that he went and did that instead of starring as the Guardian in The Matrix. Just because I want to see a fight sequence between Neo and Jet Li. Like, that would have been fucking awesome. The guy they got was great.
Which one was the Guardian?
The guy who was...
That the two weird albino people?
No, he was the one that was defending the Oracle.
Yeah, defending the Oracle. The basically the Asian actor. I can't think of his name.
Keanu had to fight in the second one to be able to talk to the Oracle the second time around.
I'm just going to say I don't really remember the second or third movie all that well. I think I may have watched them once.
The second and third are not as good as the original Matrix. The original Matrix was mind-bending, and I watched that multiple times when it came out. And here's the scary thing on that. That came out in like 1999, so we're talking like an 18-year-old movie.
Yeah. Was that not a known thing?
I didn't realize it was that old.
1999.
I'm grappling with my mortality right now, Willie.
Y2K, buddy, Y2K. Machines are going to take over.
Oh, my God. That shit was so ridiculous.
Oh, wait, are we talking about Y2J?
You got to break the walls down, Willie.
Break the walls down.
Oh, can I sing that?
No.
Not even just a little raspy.
So Willie, here's the thing you have to realize. Anytime you say, "Can I sing that?" my default answer is going to be no.
Yeah. What you do is you just do it and don't ask for permission.
Well, you
Just
see, I have a
later
mute
ask for
button right here. I
forgiveness.
just have to toggle, and then everyone's audio is turned off but mine.
A wise man who got away with a lot of shit always said it's better to ask for.
And now I just muted Willie, so nobody can hear him.
I am offended. I am hurt and offended. I don't even know if anyone can hear me now. I'm guessing because everyone's being quiet that I am talking, or they're just looking at me and laughing because my mouth is moving and no one can hear me. I don't know, but fuck you, Chris.
They could all hear you. I muted you for like 2 seconds.
My statement stands.
I mean, I could mute
F
you.
to the U to the C. I'm not going to spell the rest, but Chris.
Wow.
Most I don't know how to spell.
I could mute it, and it could just make it seem like you are here by just hitting different buttons I have of you on here. Like,
I don't care about myself.
I like it.
This guy's creepy.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's like Willie's here even when he can't talk.
Wait, I can't talk right now?
No, they can all hear you right now.
Okay.
I would not actually do that mute thing for more than a one-time joke.
You're messing with my mind like the Matrix in 1999. There is no spoon. You're a bad person. Yeah, we already knew that.
The character's name was Seraph. He was played by Colin Cho.
Oh, is that what it was? I honestly forgot who it was.
Yeah, the creepy albino guys.
No, that's not the creepy
No.
albino guys.
Not the creepy
Why do they have
albino guy.
dreadlocks? Or whatever. Was it dreadlocks? I don't even... It's a weird,
they
creepy
had dreads.
predator hairstyle.
Well, did you guys see the video that was up on Tested? It's from a couple years ago. That was Adam Savage and Alton Brown going to Comic-Con as the albino twins.
What?
I've seen pictures.
Yes, they were. They both cosplayed as the albino twins and did a group thing at Comic-Con a couple years back.
Well, hold on a second.
That's
Bachman,
a special kind of creepy.
do you not know what Adam Savage does yearly for Comic-Con?
Oh yeah, no, I know he does like crazy
Okay.
suits and stuff, but I didn't know he'd ever done something like, because that'd be more of a makeup effect.
Not only does he do crazy suits, he does it incognito where no one will know it's him.
But generally, he gets
Well,
caught about like that anymore.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
people
the
are
reason he does it.
Oh. I remember watching a
Because it's the
video
only way
where
you
they
can
went
walk on that floor.
when they went in depth with the alien suit thing. I think it was alien. Yeah, where the whole mask and everything. He went in detail about how he made the lunch boxes and everything. Jesus.
lunch boxes.
Which alien's carrying around lunch boxes?
I don't remember.
Or whatever
that
the little thing. I think he made it into a lunchbox. I guess like a little holder if they ever found something. Oh, we're gonna put it into this. Don't judge me.
Whatever. I do
Don't
what
say
I want.
stupid shit.
So that's every time.
Willie, I think you're just stupid.
Thank you, Naki.
Naki piped in for just a second.
Well, she's not wrong.
So, Anthony, what do you got for your news?
I got an expansion to something that I've been wanting to see for quite a while. One of the big problems, like they did, the WWE did their whole WWE universe. You watch it free for a month, and I watched a whole bunch of the shows. And even though I have available on Hulu right now, I think I could watch Raw and SmackDown and maybe NXT. And I don't watch any of them because I tried getting into that, and I was a huge wrestling fan growing up, and none of the storylines were interesting at all. I watched like 2 weeks worth of every episode of every show. And after 2 weeks, I was like, I don't give a shit about anything that's happening. Because one of the problems with wrestling is that it is male soap opera. It is written stories where the actors are also athletes that beat the shit out of each other. And some of them are fantastic at it. Others, like Brock Lesnar, can't do half the job. Fuck Brock Lesnar. But with the open-endedness of WWE, the fact that you have writers coming in and out, it's like it's become more like comic books where there's no end to any storyline. The storylines just continue, and that's where you get problematic stuff where you have dips in wrestling where the writing gets really, really bad and they lose audience. So I found something that was a really great answer to that. There's a show on the El Rey Network, Robert Rodriguez's cable channel, called Lucha Underground, where they do wrestling like it's an actual season of a TV show. You have a set number of episodes. Your storyline has a start, a middle, and an end. There is a season finale at the end of each year. And all the background stuff looks like it was shot as a movie and not, handy cam crap running through the back of the audience where the cameraman's moving and you can't see shit. So they literally have taken the idea of serialized wrestling and done it as, a solid storyline with, the entire storyline for a season written out with a beginning, middle, and end, and you can actually watch the arcs of story characters. And on top of that, the wrestlers they have are fucking amazing. Like, the show starts with, some great wrestlers from back in the day. One of the commentators is Vampiro, who is a great lucha. Rey Mysterio's on the show. They got Conan on the show. Again, they took what was it? Johnny Nitro, who became Johnny 19 other things, because I think he's now been in every wrestling organization, and they changed his name to Johnny Mundo just so it would sound a little Spanish, and put like one of the whitest guys in the world on there. But it's because he does fucking lucha style wrestling, and he's really fucking good at it. And so I started watching it again because sadly I don't have cable or the El Rey network. I've only been able to catch a little bit of it here and there when they would do special previews or stuff on the website. And I really honestly didn't want to buy the whole fucking thing on iTunes because it was like $60 to buy the season. Like, it was pricey, even though you get like 24, 25 episodes. It's a long season. And they had no DVDs. They had no Blu-rays. There was nowhere you could buy it physically. So it was either don't watch it or, you could go find it somewhere and download it. I didn't want to do that.
We don't suggest that.
Yeah, we don't suggest that. What they've finally done is they have made a deal with Netflix, and the first 2 seasons of Lucha Underground is on Netflix. So I started watching it from the beginning yesterday. The introduction to the Aztec Temple, the introduction to Dario Cueto, the evil, basically Spanish version of Vince McMahon, who screws everybody over and runs the whole thing. And yeah, it's just a fun damn show because it's wrestling done right. They took a lot of the errors out of what's wrong with wrestling lately and fixed it by making it serialized television. So you have a solid storyline. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen going into the season. And so, if somebody does something stupid in the ring, the writers would have to do something on the fly, but it's not a live show either. So they don't have to worry about doing it on the moment. They can fix the storylines as they go if somebody gets hurt. But yeah, it's a great fucking show.
All right, question. Since we're talking about the plot of it and all that, how's the boobage situation going on?
There's even, I believe in the first season, they introduced the female wrestlers, and there's some fairly serious boobage going on. The really impressive thing is there's a belt called, what is it? The Gift of the Gods. It's a reference to the 7 Aztec tribes, and Dario Cueto makes like a medal for each one of the tribes. They do a tournament where I think they start with 14 matches where each winner of those matches gets one of the medals, and then you have to fight the other people that won, and whoever eventually collects them all gets a belt that holds all the pieces in it. Like, it's literally like a build your own fucking championship belt, and it's awesome because you basically have to beat everybody that was part of the tournament eventually to prove that you're better than all of them. And if I remember from part of watching it last year, that it was actually one of the female luchas ends up becoming the first Gift of the Gods champion. And she's beating the shit out of the guys. Like, there's some really, really talented wrestlers on this show.
That could be kind of interesting then.
Now, what I was really asking, do they show anything? Is what I was really trying to.
No, because it's actually a cable network show, and so it's not like HBO. Like, it is. I think El Rey is a paid channel, but I'm not sure if it comes in any other bundles. But as far as I know, I've never seen any actual nudity on it.
Well, you almost had me.
Because it's still wrestling. It's not kiddie wrestling. They point out that in the first episode that it's not a show designed for children. And like the studio audience that they have in, I think it's in LA where they shoot it. Like, there actually is people there to watch the live matches because they do the matches live like normal wrestling, except they're then recorded and edited. But yeah, there's no kids in the audience. Like, it ends up, I guess some of the matches end up getting pretty brutal. And of course, there's no restrictions. I don't think they have on like blood or anything. But yeah, there's no kids, but there's also no full on nudity. So it's in the middle there.
You're sending me mixed messages here. Oh, there's no kids. So it's for adults. So there's nudity. Oh, there's no nudity. So it's for kids. No, it's not
Just
for kids.
because something's for adults doesn't mean there has to be nudity.
I watched RoboCop as a kid. You see what they did to Murphy? Did you see what they did to Murphy?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
was
not
not
sure
pleasant.
what your point is.
Yeah, I'm very.
Do I ever have
confused.
a point? I'm just talking, and wherever it goes,
Yeah.
it goes.
Pretty much.
Carry on. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that's my news of the week. If you want to go check out some good wrestling, go watch the first episode of Lucha Underground, see how you like it. But yeah, they have the first 2 seasons now is on Netflix, which I have to pull up my Netflix here to see. I can't remember how many episodes it is. It's a
I
lot
just
though.
looked it up. It's like 36 in season 1 or something like that.
Yeah, it's they did a good sized chunk of programming for each one, and each one of them has like 43 minutes or like an hour long. If you had commercials.
They're up to 86 episodes total right now. Let's see.
Yeah, so 86 episodes with 2 seasons. So I mean,
First season was 39 episodes. The second season started January 27th, 2016. I don't know.
yeah, and I mean, and season 3 is live right now on El Rey. So I mean, if you watch all of this, you'll be caught up to the season that is active on the El Rey network. So I mean, it's awesome that they dropped both season 1 and 2. Excuse me. I was thinking we were just going to get season 1 if it eventually ever came anywhere. And yeah, I mean, I hate that I didn't have the cash to buy it on iTunes, because if I'd had the money, I would have bought it and watched the whole thing. Which, for $60, like that many episodes of a show isn't bad. Like 30 some odd episodes, like that's insane. Most TV shows, you're lucky now. Some shows to get 10, 11 episodes of something.
I'm okay
Before
with
they
that,
get
though.
canceled.
Some shows are okay doing those smaller seasons because that condensed smaller season means you don't get the filler.
True.
It's not like, and I'm not trying to be disparaging here, I do a podcast on Arrow. There are blatantly filler episodes in there because they have to do 23 episodes. If you condense that down to, say, a 16-episode season, you get rid of a lot of the superfluous filler junk that you don't really need. So there is something to be said for those shorter, more condensed seasons. Look at what Doctor Who does, for instance. I'm not a Whovian, really, but they do shorter seasons. That way there's less junk in there. The reason people don't do that is they want to get that magic number of, 100 more episodes so they can get into syndication deals.
Yeah.
That's why you don't
that's
see
where the
that as
money-
much. Because syndication's where the money's at, man.
Well, because you don't want to end up being a show like Buffy. Because it used to be, it was about the episode number, but it was also about the number of seasons. So it was always getting past season 7 into season 8 was when syndication deals came in for a lot of old TV shows, the way the old contracts are written. And that's why they got shut down at season 8, because the fucking studio didn't want to pay them way more money. Because that's when you had to start paying the actors.
The ratings weren't really worth it at that point in time either, and Whedon had pretty much said season 7 was going to be the end. It's Angel season 5 that really got screwed.
Yeah, they got really dicked. But yeah, I mean, that show could have kept going for a while, as we see in the comics. Whedon had ideas.
Yeah, the problem was keeping that cast together from that point, because there were people that were starting to get stir crazy and wanting to move on to other things.
So I see what you're talking about now. Bring Buffy into Lucha Underground. Gotcha.
I would fucking pay to watch that. I will go
Hello,
get cable
iTunes.
and the El Rey network if they bring in Buffy Summers to start fighting on Lucha Underground. They got an announcer named Vampiro. She could try to kill him.
She's got to
It
get
makes
slam.
You
It
hear
makes
that,
sense.
You hear that, El Rey Network? That one's a freebie for you. Hire me. I got your ideas right here, buddy.
So Willie wants to be your executive consultant.
You goddamn right. I'm full of ideas. Hey, how many titties we got in here? Add 10 times the titties.
Well,
And now he's gonna ruin it.
That's not really how you sell many things, is by just adding more boobs. But
Sell that to Game of Thrones.
I was gonna say, actually,
Mic drop.
per marketing strategy, that's exactly how you sell everything. Add more boobs.
so you can get away with things like that on HBO. It's not like you can be on Fox and be like, how do we sell this? More boobs that we can't show.
You
No, I'm
have to
pretty
have
sure,
a paid subscription to El Rey Network, so I believe anything should be a fair game.
They
The
should be
FCC
able to.
can't touch them. But it's the advertising money is what they really want.
Yeah.
So that's the real reason. Like the major networks, NBC, Fox and stuff, they can't do it because they're free, public. You can fucking attach an antenna. You don't have to pay for shit.
but there's still FCC guidelines that dictate what the antenna-based broadcasters can put out.
Yeah.
You have to pay a subscription to get that channel. I think that just takes it out. I'm no lawyer or anything now, so don't take me
That's
as
for
fact.
sure.
So,
That's definitely
but-
for sure.
Who's going to stop me for adding boobs?
well, I mean, no one's really going to. It's just kind of lowbrow entertainment if that's all it is add boobs.
I said add the 10 times the boobs, have everything else. Let's ramp this shit up to the nth degree. Who's good? It's a good old time for everybody. Chris, you're just a hater.
I'm just a hater. So people were talking
Hater.
about wanting to get the El Rey network. From what Keith said in the chat room, they're on Sling TV. So if you're a subscriber to Sling, I think you can get it that way. I'm not
Yeah, that
really
was the-
seeing how else to get it.
That was the one I was looking at getting with Sling because I think that's the only way to get it around here because I don't think our Cable One offers it, and I refuse to get DirecTV. I think DirecTV offers it in one of their packages.
So if you pull up the El Rey network, that's people to contact. Never mind. I read the page is confusing. It says still don't have El Rey. Contact your provider below. So I'm not even sure where it's available anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know.
But if you
Okay.
look for it, you can find it. But yeah, I have a feeling that they'll be getting a couple more subscribers now that people will be able to see the Lucha Underground stuff.
I've heard a lot of
I
good
mean,
things
yeah.
about Lucha Underground. I just have too much other shit I need to watch, so I haven't watched any of it.
I mean, El Rey Network just sounds like a great channel by itself. Because I mean, I watched that. I like how they partnered, or not really partnered. They have a good relationship with Netflix. Is I still need to watch season 2, but From Dusk Till Dawn, that was a good show.
It's like
Yes,
you
and I
read
just-
Draftsman's mind.
Yeah, I just listened to the Robert Rodriguez on the Netflix, or not Netflix, on the Nerdist podcast from a couple years ago. I'm caught up to, I think, 2015, and it was when they were getting ready, they were launching the El Rey Network, and he was talking about the type of stuff they were doing, redoing Dusk Till Dawn as a TV show and adding in all the other stuff that he wanted to do with that show. It seems like it's a badass network because, yeah, it's run by a guy who loves that type of content. I mean, Robert Rodriguez is a fucking great creator. Like, the dude's amazing. And he does cool stuff with that channel. I mean, yeah, they invented Lucha Underground. Like, it's the coolest thing since fucking sliced bread for wrestling.
Well, I
Like,
don't know
it's-
that they invented it or Lucha
about to
Underground went
say,
to them with an idea.
Did they invent it, or did they just capitalize on it and made it available to everyone?
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, it works.
It does.
All right. So, Willie, do you have anything news-wise for us this week, sir?
Well, I just got a little old question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Did not really. I mean,
Oh, dear God.
don't worry. Next week it'll be a bit more interesting because hopefully Naku will be back so we can get our Minority Report on Iron Fist.
Don't call it the Minority Report.
I'm calling it that.
Oh, she's going to listen back to this episode.
She doesn't listen. Don't even lie
Yes,
like
she
that.
does.
No, she doesn't.
When she's
Naki,
not
you
on,
won't
she
listen.
listens to the episode. She said that
The-
before on the show.
Yeah.
I'm
she does
expecting a
listen,
message.
but not on.
If Naki listens, I'm expecting a message from her. I don't know, to say something random like, I don't know, blanket flaps. If I get a message like that from her, I'm like, she listens.
Blanket
Yeah.
flaps.
Blanket
I don't know. I was going to say meat flaps at first. That just sounds really
Oh.
wrong. And I didn't. That's why I changed it. So you really wanted to bring that out, Chris? It's because of you, Chris.
I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person for asking questions. I'm just not going to ask any more today. I'm going to lean
But-
back and let Willie do his thing. So here's me leaning back.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, our Minority Report comes next week. I'm so sorry, guys. But here's a question for you. It's gonna be a little small one. So it's illegal to drink when you're in a car, being a driver or passenger. But why is it okay to drink in a
Says who?
vehicle if it's a limo? It's illegal. What do you mean says who? Says the law.
Not in Idaho.
So you just be carrying on a fifth of fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
That's not legal. Don't even lie to me, you.
I didn't say it was legal. I said people do it.
But ignore the Bachman. Why is it legal to drink in the back of a limo? How is that legal? Is that just
Because
'Cause
with the
you can't-
barricade, you don't have access to the steering wheel or the driver.
Jesus Christ? Is that what they're calling it? A barricade?
That's what it's called when you put the fucking thing up, blocking the two portions
Call
of
it
the
a piece
vehicle.
of glass. A barricade?
Some of those cars, it's bulletproof. It's a fucking barricade.
Why would it be bulletproof in the majority of limos? I'm gonna say in the minority of.
And the really good ones, everything's bulletproof.
I'm gonna say in the minority of limos, it's bulletproof. Is what I'm gonna say. I need a minority report on this.
What?
Well, then ask Drassman in the chat room because he has an answer for you.
Not that kind of minority report.
I like his answer.
No, Drassman has been answering why it might not be possible. It's because of the license, he says, and he says that Bachman is right. That's where he's going on that path.
I guess because you're hiring a driver, so he has to have a certain license.
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing
limo drivers have a specialized license. Like they're what, like Class C or something. Yeah, there's a different class of license for having passengers.
And I found out this randomly. Well, I think I was watching How It's Made or something. I forget what I was watching. Do you know how limos are made?
Yes, they make a Yugo and then they pull it from both ends.
I don't know what a Yugo is. I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, the 80s. You're missing the 80s.
I was born in 85.
Nobody misses the
Fucking
80s.
children.
Let's be honest here.
I miss the 80s. Don't fucking talk.
I mean, the Ninja Turtle cartoon, I do miss that, and you can't go back and rewatch it. You just can't.
Those of us born in the 70s do miss the 80s.
But no, they literally chop a car in half and add to the middle. That's all they do. I thought it was like they specially made them from the scratch. No, they just buy a car, chop it in half, add to it. I was like,
I think that's how some limos are made. Probably how the first limos are made. I don't know if that's how all limos are made now.
I think it was How It's Made. Are you telling me How It's Made is wrong?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Are you telling me Discovery Channel lied to me?
Probably.
Those sons of scientists.
Sons of scientists. What? My brain. My poor brain. Oh my God.
Here, Chris. I'll just end this and I'll just light up a cigarette and let you go on.
I don't even know how to go on from here.
Just ignore
Is
Willie.
there a button to hit?
Yeah. Play a bump. Isn't that your job?
Don't do the knocky bump.
Weren't you
tells me
gonna-
I'm stupid.
Didn't you have news of some kind? I'm very confused.
No, I didn't have news. I told you that. I
Son of
don't
a
know shit
bitch.
about Andromeda. Only thing I've been seeing about it is that people are like talking about like, oh, here's where they get the inspiration for their mouth lips, and it shows one of those goldfish going blah 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 blah. That's all I see.
So that, all right, I'm glad he brought
That's
it up.
Willie's
So,
news of the week. Blah, blah, blah,
so
blah,
now we
blah,
can
blah,
talk
blah,
about
blah,
Andromeda for a couple minutes. Is one of the things.
This was what Chris really wanted me to get to. So sorry I didn't read your mind there, Chris.
Willie,
Why
I
don't
think
you
you're
just take
just
double
stupid.
news?
Oh, you want
I
double
said
news?
don't hit that button. Don't hit that button either.
We should probably, do actual show stuff instead of talk about Willie's dick. I don't even know where that one came from, but I had to be there. So
That was pretty good timing.
going on to Andromeda for a second, like Willie talked about.
Hold on. We haven't actually talked about my dick at all today. But continue on. Let you go on.
So going back to Andromeda for my third time to try and transition into it, one of the things it's gotten beat up about is the fact that the facial animations are shitty. Like everyone had kind of noticed when we were talking about any of the E3 trailers and things like that. So that's been one of the things the internet's kind of been piling on about. And they did announce at BioWare there would be a patch coming, not a day one patch, but a patch coming that would hopefully correct and make some of the facial animations a little bit better, because they're not good. They're not good.
Are you serious?
Yes, they're
Isn't
going to be
this
Not a
patching it.
patch for that?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous reason for a patch to get
Isn't
the
this like
lip
the
sync
fifth game?
right.
It's to get most
How many
of the
games
facial
into the
animations. Sorry, what were you saying, Anthony?
How many games into the series is this?
Well, this is the fourth game in
Four.
the series, but it's basically a new launching point because it doesn't really take place in the same universe as the original
But it's-
three.
But it's the same company, right?
It is, but it's a completely
Yes.
different engine. They went from using one of the
Mass Effect 2
Unreal-based
engine?
engines to the whatever Frostbite engine they're using now.
Oh, okay. So they actually did switch their programming up.
Right, so they switched their engine on the back end for the
I was
graphics.
gonna say, how do you fuck up something like facial, creation when you're on the fourth version of a game?
Well,
That is a valid question, and it is ridiculous that this is going to be a patch to fix it. It's even more ridiculous. It's not even a day one patch. People have to wait for it.
You don't have to wait for it. You can still play the damn game. It's not like it's going to keep you from playing the game. It doesn't fundamentally break it. Yes, I am a Mass Effect apologist, and yes, it is annoying, but it is certainly not means to be like, I'm not playing this fucking game because my character's face looks weird. What?
You're taking me wrong. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean it's ridiculous that they have to patch it. Like, this should have been done before the game come out. It's not a deal breaker, but it's like, why is this even a thing? This shouldn't be a thing, is what I'm saying.
Right. No, I see where you're coming from. And to be fair, Mass Effect Andromeda, they've let people start putting out like their initial impressions that they gave out to reviewers. They could talk about like the first 10 hours of the game. And they did release it early on EA Origin. If you're an Origin subscriber, you could start playing early. But from what I've been able to glean from the reviews, it's more of one of those things of, yeah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot by doing this because much like the first Mass Effect game, it's a very slow burn. Once everything comes together, it seems like it's really fun. But the very beginning of the game, like, it's kind of boring because it's all plot heavy and set up for everything going forward. So it's really not great. And to say, hey, this is what you guys can review early is the beginning part of this game where it's all set up and not quite as much fun. It's not really that great for advertising going forward. I don't think they can have the official reviews out until Monday for the game. So the full reviews will be very interesting to read compared to the early impression reviews that are out.
Usually when they don't allow reviews to come out, when they want to, like, within a moderately adequate time, it's usually bad news.
Well, that's usually the case with movies and stuff. Video games, it's not exactly unheard of.
Remember, no, I always hear that about video games. Like, if they don't allow it till after release, shit's going wrong somehow or another. Like, that's sketchy.
Well, they're following the same model that Nintendo did with Zelda, because remember, you could do your initial impressions of Zelda like a week before the game dropped, and it was like a day or two before the game came out where they were allowed to.
You're lying on that one. I'm going to tell you right now. I just know my news of the week now. Go on, I'll let you go.
Zelda's official reviews were not allowed to come out until the day before the game came out. There are people that broke the street date, but they were allowed to do their
official reviews.
Well, what are you talking about?
I guess kind of official.
Well, then you're telling him he's a liar about something that you're not disagreeing with.
I'm talking about things on like YouTube and stuff. Like Angry Joe, he had a whole thing in Boogie. What's his name? Boogie. Some numbers. I forget. The big guy who's always angry. He's hilarious. Francis, I think is his real name. But they both went on and saying if you're not part of the in club with Nintendo, you can't review their games on YouTube at all. They will just shut your shit down with a copyright strike and everything. Like Angry Joe was like, I want to tell people about this game. I can't. I tested this with doing 1-2 switch with the new system, and they just cut it right down with the YouTube strike or copyright strike.
So that is a problem with Nintendo stuff in general. Now remember, you can go on Twitch and YouTube gaming and stream all sorts of games, but Nintendo has got the I can't remember what the tool is they have on YouTube for the content filters or whatnot. They've got it set super strict, so if you have something Nintendo on there, they place a claim over it so that they can monetize. Now, in some cases,
and that
that's
is
also
ridiculous.
It is. They're overly excessive. So, like, Let's Play videos, which is a big thing on the internet nowadays. I'm not a huge Let's Play viewer, but many people are. You don't see a lot of Nintendo games on a Let's Plays because they can't make any money. Because as soon as they put it on there, Nintendo claims their share, and they take, I think if they claim, I read somewhere it was like 60% is what they get then off of the money you would make on that. And don't quote me on that. That's something I read on the internet at one point in time, and I can't remember where and if that is accurate. But they get to take a share.
This whole show we do is stuff we read on the internet. It's okay. It's okay.
Let me rephrase. I can't source it because I don't remember where I saw it. So I can't guarantee that I'm right.
But why can't they just go with 99% of the other companies that just say, hey, this is a good thing. They're talking about our stuff. There's no bad news is still getting your name out there.
Because Nintendo hasn't figured out the internet yet when it comes to their gaming and to their systems and their games. Let's be honest here. Nintendo's been backwards and behind on a lot of their
system. Oh, yeah, here exactly. It is.
And for those listening to the audio, Willie was holding up his cell phone when he said that. But
goddamn right,
like, for instance, I bought a Switch. They said, hey, you guys are all going to be on the free beta for our online stuff. There's nothing online for Nintendo Switch other than some news and the Splatoon 2 beta that's coming up. There is nothing else you do online with that device other than post screenshots off there to Facebook or Instagram, or I mean Twitter rather. So they're behind. They've always been behind on the internet side of things. They went overly ridiculous and strict on the YouTube claims on it, and it is a problem.
It is a big problem.
Lots of companies just don't know how to deal with the internet. It's been a steep learning curve for some of these companies.
That's been one of the
the only one that's still behind is Nintendo.
And here's the thing, Nintendo doesn't give a crap. Let's be honest. I mean, they really don't. Look at their behavior with YouTube strikes and their online services and friggin' friend codes. They don't necessarily care about making their online stuff be similar to what you see from Xbox and from PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't want it similar. I mean, I just want something that's works without having a whole bunch of flipping numbers everywhere. Like, I don't need a set of 12 numbers for my ID. Just let me put a name in. I mean, that's not, I know that's similar, but just, come on now. Something easy. I'm not going to remember those goddamn numbers. Like, oh, yeah, here's my Wii friend code. Blah, 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 blah,
we
blah,
talked
blah,
about
blah,
on
blah.
this show before.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.
The president of Nintendo America, Reggie, and I can never say his last name, so I'm just going to say Reggie, had said in an interview at one point in time there would not be friend codes, and then it kind of came out. So everyone's like, WTF, mate? It seems like that could be one of the things that might change going forward. Really, the biggest thing they need to change, because this is ridiculous, is your save games are locked to your console. So if I break my Switch and I have to get it replaced, my save games are gone.
Are you serious?
Yes, your
You
save
can save
games.
to an SD card. The fucking Wii can do that. God.
You cannot save to an SD card on that one, which is the problem. So if your
But
console
you
breaks,
can't save to the Nintendo Cloud either.
there is no Nintendo Cloud.
You expected there to be a cloud? Are you serious?
They had one on the Wii, right?
Not that I know of.
No.
And they have the Wii Store.
They have a store,
There's a Wii
yes.
store.
There's a store for all of these. That yes, but there's nowhere that you can go and store your data online, similar to what you do with like Sony and Sony's PS4 and Microsoft's Xbox One, where there are cloud saves and backups. Those don't exist for the Nintendo consoles right now.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That sucks.
And you also brought, since you talk at the store too, I also want to say it's bullshit too that the games I bought on the Wii or do not transfer to the Wii U, or I'm guessing the Switch is also going to have something similar as well. I'm guesstimating. I'm not even talking about the third party games they have up there, like from Sega and stuff. I'm talking about their first party. Why do I have to buy Super Mario Brothers, the original game, again? I already bought on the Wii. This is your license. You can say, hey, you already bought it. It's yours. How much money are they really gonna fucking get from Super Mario Brothers?
I'm glad you brought that up. So if you go to the Switch eShop right now, there's maybe 20 games on there. None of those are any of the same ones you've bought on the Wii U or the Wii or the DS or any of that. So Nintendo has not said anything officially. There are fans that are beginning to speculate, hey, maybe I'll actually get to carry over my games that I've purchased on the old consoles to this one. Nobody really knows what Nintendo's plan is going to do, and this is one of the things that the Switch is a great hardware piece, but all of the back end, the web-based stuff, the stores and the digital games, it's not thought out yet. And I honestly think it's because Nintendo rushed to get this out in March, whereas I think it was supposed to be probably originally coming out June, July, August timeframe originally, and for some reason they pushed it up to March. That's my personal conspiracy theory, and that's why you don't have anything resembling polish when it comes to their online piece. Not that I was expecting much, because again, like I said, their online piece has been pretty crappy in comparison to everything else that's out there. But hey, Zelda's really awesome, guys.
Actually,
go play Zelda.
I got something here. I just got some hot news in. Thank you, Cassie. She just sent me this right now for this. I guess it's from Nintendo. You can only use channels or videos that contain copyrighted content related to game titles specified by Nintendo, and they must be your original creations. Be sure your videos do not contain copyright materials from third parties or content from unconfirmed game titles. See here for a list of Nintendo game titles. That's the only one in red. Let's see what else is there. The advertisement revenue share is 70% for channels and 60% for videos. This rate may change from time to time. So, thank you, Cassie.
So, like Mario Maker, I know there's probably a bunch of videos like that you'll see on Twitch and on YouTube, because that's a pretty cool thing to watch people play and do Let's Plays on. So Nintendo, I'm pretty sure, stakes their claim on any of those that come up because it plays Mario music and Mario sound effects. So Content ID, which is YouTube's automated system, is going to pick those up, is my understanding. So it is what it is. They're a lot more restrictive when it comes to what you can put on the web because, again,
And what it is bullshit.
I don't disagree with you.
And in saying all that, I still want to play fucking Legend of Zelda. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, hey, Nintendo.
As you were checking your phone, Chris said all of that and then said, yeah, Legend of Zelda's still great.
Hey,
He's definitely he's our Nintendo fanboy.
Look, let's be honest. I'm not necessarily a fanboy. I'm the Zelda fanboy on this one. If Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild does not win Game of the Year this year, it's criminal. It's absolutely criminal because it is one of the best games I have played in recent memory.
Chris, it's March.
I don't care. I don't care. It is that good.
Hold on. Bachman, next
Logan
week,
is movie of the year.
I never said that.
We're going to hear next week, Bachman, Chris going, Andromeda, Game of the Year.
No, you won't hear that.
What? Zelda what?
Well, since he's already talking about the problems with the facial creation, I'm betting he's probably not going to make that switch. He probably won't call that one Game of the Year.
I see what you did there with the Switch.
Well played. In all seriousness, though, I'm a Mass Effect fanboy. I fully admit that. But Zelda has defied every expectation I had for it. It's so completely different but engaging. I just don't have any better way to describe it but to say it should be Game of the Year. The amount of time and effort and the stupid little things in there, like every dog you meet in that world, if you give them 3 pieces of food, will then follow you and then help you hunt down treasure chests and stuff like that. The ways you can go and kill enemies in different ways. Instead of just barreling in there and slicing to death, you can drop a bomb.
Can you have more
on
than
them.
one dog?
Well, you can't get the dogs. You meet the dogs, though, at different stables and things like that. You're not allowed. Here's the only problem with this game. You can't pet the damn dogs.
You can't pet the dogs, but you can sure as hell hit the damn chickens with a sword.
You can't.
But hold
and
on
then the
a
chickens
second.
attack you.
I even seen a video where you can throw a chicken at an enemy if they're already swiping it. If it hits them enough times, all the chickens are going to attack the enemy.
Yes.
Ooh, boss fights can be made easy.
Well, not
Yeah,
really.
chickens are
because
great in the Zelda world.
The chickens don't really do much damage on your higher level enemies. That's part of the problem. But there's multiple ways in this game to solve a single problem, like lightning storms. If lightning comes in and you're holding a metal weapon, you're going to get struck by lightning. It's a pain in the ass. So you
Really?
got to plan
What?
around the weather. Yeah. But here's one of
You
the cool
actually
things.
get struck by lightning if you're swinging your sword?
Yes, if you have metal gear equipped and there's a lightning storm, it will strike you and kill you. If you're standing next to something metal in a lightning storm, I was standing next to a treasure chest. The lightning came down, hit the treasure chest, arced, and hit me. It was so
That's
freaking cool.
awesome.
One of the coolest things I've seen that I actually pulled off because I wanted to try it is there was a lightning storm going on. I had to go and fight a couple enemies to get across a bridge, and you could see the lightning starting to spark on my weapon as I was about to get hit. So I threw my metal sword at the enemy and ran away. The lightning came down, hit my metal sword, and arced and hit the bad guy. I was like, this is freaking amazing. How does someone come up with the thoughts to make all of these things happen? You can do almost anything in the world. That's what's so much fun about it.
Nice.
I do like it. You can chop down the trees.
You can chop down trees. And you have to at one point in time chop down a tree to turn it into a bridge to cross a mountain path because you have no other way to cross. There's just so many different ways to do things. Like there's a puzzle you have to do, and it's one of those like marble puzzles where you have to drop a marble through a maze and get it to move around. I was like, fuck this. I flipped the maze upside down because it used the gyroscope and dropped the marble on top of that and then rolled it to where it needed to without having to go through the maze path. It was awesome.
That sounds like a really good cheat.
Yeah. But again, if you can find ways to get around things, it lets you do it. It's really cool.
I do like that idea. The fact the programmers thought of stuff like that.
Yeah. It's such a good game. It defied all of my expectations. And here's the best way to know it's good. I said I'm over 30 hours into the game. I've done 2 of the story missions in it, I think, after I got off the plateau.
The real question is there a water temple, and will I get stuck in it?
I haven't been to where the water temple presumably is.
I mean, this is pretty much, I've heard it described this ever since I heard it, the first video. It's going to be Zelda in like Skyrim.
That's a fair analogy. And here's the thing. I hope they don't make every Zelda game like this going forward, because while this is fun, I kind of enjoy the Zelda formula from time to time. So I'd love to see like every other Zelda game be like Breath of the Wild, where it's so open world.
that is every Zelda, where it is an open world.
Yeah, but this doesn't really force you down the path of, hey, you need to go and complete these missions. And the way this game works is basically it gives you all of the gear that you need on the intro level. Once you get off the plateau, you can go and beat the game right there if you want to. This is a great adventure game, though. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm sure people are tired of hearing me gush about Zelda, because between this and the Gonna Geek show, where I've been talking about Switch and Zelda a lot lately, yeah, people are probably just
Well, then you should probably let Willie talk about the Gonna Geek show then.
Yeah, Willie, why don't you tell us about the Gonna Geek Network and things like the Gonna Geek show, you know.
Thank you, Chris.
That was a great cough on camera. Thanks for that.
Oh, that was on purpose. This week, I would like to talk to you about the GonnaGeek.com show. Episode number 183, all about the Nintendo Switch first impressions. During this show, Chris gives his initial impression after a weekend of using the Nintendo Switch. The crew also discusses how SpaceX is sending private messages of passengers around the moon, the renewal of the Star Wars Rebels, and Inhumans set photos. It all sounds very interesting. I hope you watch and listen. Back to you, Chris.
So you can go and find that over at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. That's where the Gonna Geek show and all of the other shows in the Gonna Geek Network can be found. And please, remember, you can head on over to geeks.live 6 days a week, I think it is right now, for live content. And if there's not something live there, we're always replaying the old content. So guys, we got all sorts of stuff for you to watch.
I do have to mention this once again this week. The GonnaGeek.com show is on GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Well, it's also on GonnaGeek.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
But
I got you.
GonnaGeekNetwork.com directs you to the network landing page where you can find every show on the network.
Like this lovely show you're listening to now.
Like your friendly, wacky weekend morning show you see
That's
every
right.
Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central.
Whoa.
Geeks.live.
We're fun?
Usually.
Sometimes.
And I love those set photos too, because we brought it up here when we were talking about the Inhumans, when I was talking about the casting, and fucking Lockjaw looks like Lockjaw.
Yeah.
They have a giant plastic. What was it? Was it green or was it blue? But it was just a giant plastic dog that you can tell is it's a stand-in for the CGI, but it's fucking huge. Like, that thing is big as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like 4 feet tall at the shoulder. Like, it's gonna be a giant teleporting dog. How fucking cool is it that it's going to be on television?
That's pretty cool. And guys, looking at the time now, it is time for us to start wrapping things up. We'll do that with our traditional segment, a little bit called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, you can hear about it here and get intrigued to go and check it out for yourself. So I'll start.
Shouldn't we be going full spoilers on Logan today? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing today?
I still haven't seen it.
That'd have been great if someone had
What
told me
the
that before
fuck
we
is wrong
started
with
the
you?
show.
I will tell you why. I haven't. There's a reason. After the post shows.
We'll get
We
into
can
that
wait for
first.
Naki, because that's also, we also, as Willie puts it, we need our Minority Report on that one too.
Stop.
I
We're
got
not calling that a minority report. We're not
Why?
doing
It's
it.
so good. That's
No.
the most clever thing I ever came up with on this show.
It
Don't
probably
take
is.
this away from me, Chris.
It probably is. He's got a point, Chris. It probably is the most clever thing Willie's ever going to do.
That's quite possible.
I mean, other than my penis.
Oh, god damn it. So, things I've been getting into. I talked about it earlier. I've been playing a lot of Zelda. Earlier this week, I finally got enough hearts. I was able to retrieve the Master Sword. And why that's important is the Master Sword is the only unbreakable weapon in the game. So
Only
it's-
one? There's
it is-
no bow that's unbreakable?
I haven't found it yet, if there is. It's the only one I know of in the game. Let me rephrase that.
And I'm guessing the Hylian shield is also
The
unbreakable.
Hylian shield can
guesstimating.
take 800
Hylian-
hits. It'll take 800 hits.
They
It is
never-
not unbreakable.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Get that shit out of here.
So why that's
To
important is
borrow
if
from
you've,
Bachman.
if you've played Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's not unheard of to be fighting an enemy and hear your weapon is badly damaged and then swing it again and see it explode in your hands. The Master Sword does not do that. However, it does eventually run out of energy basically and has to be kept in your inventory for like 10 minutes to recover unless you are fighting
okay.
one of Ganon's when you're fighting Ganon or one of Ganon's minions, it will not do that and it will actually be overpowered during that time frame too. So it's a weapon well worth retrieving when you get the chance in the game. The Master Sword is pretty damn sweet. Other than that, what have I been getting into? I've been playing a lot of Zelda, and I finished reading Ready Player One, which is a book that I should have read ages ago. Very good book. I normally don't like stories told in the first person, but this I really did enjoy for some reason. So if you haven't had a chance to read it yet, go read Ready Player One, although I've heard the Audible book is also very good because Will Wheaton narrates it. And I believe
I really need to read that book.
they're still looking at making a movie about it too, I think. Spielberg was attached at one point in time.
I thought they already started on pre-production, haven't they?
I'm not
I don't
100% sure.
You heard it from me, so you can probably take that as fact.
Yeah, we'll take it as an alternative fact from one Willie.
I'm shaking my head no for the listening audience.
No, he's not, listeners. He's lying to you. He's nodding his head yes on the video. He's nodding his head yes. And
Who are you gonna believe? The guy who gave you the creative genius of Minority Report, or the person who keeps shutting it down every second? Don't you press that button? I know what button you're trying to press. Don't you do it? Damn. Bachman, you shut up. Don't encourage him.
I'm gonna do it live if he doesn't find the button.
Wait, Willie, you want this button?
Shut your face hole.
Oh, that's not the button I thought you were gonna.
Or did you want this one?
Willie, I think you're just stupid.
No, I thought.
Oh, my button.
Exactly. Thank you, Bachman.
That's one of the ones. That's one of the ones that's broken on here right now. So
shut that shit down.
That was a live version, but
there we go. I'm nigging that shit.
Even that's not karma. That's destiny telling you to not shut this shit down. Go with the flow. Don't look for another goddamn button. I see you looking over eyeballing.
At least the spirit of Naki. The spirit,
Bachman or me, go. Whoever.
The spirit of Naki is here.
What do you two guys go then?
God damn it, Chris.
Go ahead, Willie. Get that anger out.
All right, so Friday. Here's how I spent my Friday. I woke up around 9:23 in the a.m. It was kind of dark outside. I soon to found out it was going to be rainy, and there was going to be a nice rainbow outside. It was very nice. But what started it all was I was like, oh, yeah, Iron Fist came out in the middle of the night. Let me start watching that. And 12 or so hours later, I finished all of it. The entire series in one fucking run. I wasn't planning on doing that, but that's what happened. And it wasn't a waste of a day. Let me just put it like that.
So you enjoyed Iron Fist then?
Oh, yeah. Was it my favorite out of the whole Netflix series? Nope. That still is Daredevil Season 1 is still my top. Season 1. Top. The tickety top. But other than that, because I'm sure we're going to be talking more about that with when Bachman comes to it, so I'll save some of that for later. But I have finally finished every character for my OWL. That's the Overwatch Wrestling League. And who knows? There might be some little tidbits coming out on Twitch later today where I might just be streaming some of it. And as I said before, I don't even play as any of the characters. I let the computer just do its shit because that's more entertaining than me playing them because I already know I'm going to fucking win because, let's just be honest, the game's not that hard.
But you're going to do commentary, right?
I don't know if I have it in me to do commentary by myself. That's really hard. And it's even harder when having one of you guys watching with me and helping me. This doesn't work because the lag there just killer. And I have no one around me that would love to join me in this because y'all some sons of bitches.
I don't play Overwatch. I don't get these things.
No, not you. I'm talking about the people who live around me and friends with me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They some sons of bitches.
You just need to get some audio clips of JR screaming about it being a slobber knocker and just play him like bumps at the right time.
Oh my God, somebody call the law. He just broke his leg. Somebody get an ambulance. It's about as useful as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
The problem is you couldn't use any of those good old JR clips because it's a violation of fair use.
Did I just break a fair use thing?
No, because you were doing an impersonation, but if you had like actual clips that you were playing during those video events, you could not do that.
You know what the difference between an impersonation and an impression?
One is real and one sucks.
You can't go to jail for impressing a cop.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'll probably be Twitch streaming some of that later on, which you can find on twitch.tv/SouthPorky. That's SOUTHPORKY, all one word. No underscores, no spaces, no nothing. It's all me, baby.
It's all Willie.
I might or might not be on camera as to be, I don't know yet.
He has not yet decided, but Hey, I need to watch Iron Fist. I see in the chat room Dressman said it's good, not as good as Luke Cage, but better than a slow episode of Jessica Jones.
I will say this: it is not as good as the first half of Luke Cage, but it is definitely better than the second half of Luke Cage because that second half goes downhill.
Okay, well,
God damn, that Diamondback shit, I did not like that at all.
it's on my list. I probably won't get to it until this summer when there's not other stuff on TV that I need to be watching, in all honesty.
Wait, was that him, Diamondback? Was that the final guy? Because was one the middle guy, in the first part of the season, wasn't that Cottonmouth?
Yeah, it's Cottonmouth and then Diamondback.
Cottonmouth
Diamondback's
was
the one
way better. 100% better. The actor and everything, just the whole feel and the vibe from him. Diamondback, I didn't give two shits about. But yeah, I digress. I think I'm done here, unless I forget something, which I probably am. I'll probably interrupt someone later on.
So, Bachman, what do you got?
Yeah, since I was not going to a convention this month like I planned on, I decided to take 2 days of vacation. Took Thursday and Friday off, had myself a long weekend. So yeah, I had trouble remembering it was Sunday morning. It's been 4 fun days, so I didn't know what fucking day it was when I got up this morning. I was almost really late. But yeah, so Thursday, watched a bunch of movies and Netflix. I went out to my parents' house and fixed their computer. When I was out there, my parents finally gave me my birthday present from January because they're real quick. But I got 2 movie tickets, so I went and saw Kong. And I was going to go see Belko Experiment last night, but got to the theater late. And by the time I got there, the goddamn line was so long, I wasn't going to make it into the theater by the time the movie started. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to go today. But yeah, Kong Skull Island was great. Definitely worth seeing on the big screen. It's super fun to see Hiddleston play a character that's not Loki. And basically, he pretty much has his normal accent. I went back. I just finally watched Crimson Peak too. That was a movie I've been meaning to watch for a while. It's the gothic horror he did with God damn it, Del Toro. I couldn't think of his name.
Guillermo del Toro, which is Spanish for William,
which is Spanish for badass motherfucker.
Thank you, William D. Nelson.
Help.
So you're saying my name is badass motherfucker as well? Thank you so much, Bachman. That's a compliment.
No,
I'll take it. No. Let's just let it be. Just let it be. Just let it be. Just let it be. Don't even. Just let it be.
Until you become a fat Mexican director. I love that guy. But yeah, so Kong was great. Fucking Sam Jackson's awesome in it. The special effects are fantastic. A lot of the creatures are just amazing. And do stay for the end credit sequence. They literally put a stinger on at the very end of the credits. And the theater I went to, like it was the middle of the afternoon on Thursday, there was only 6 people in the theater. And everybody got up and left. And as the credits started, I was like, I'll just pull my phone out and check. And I Googled, does Kong have an end credit sequence? And, there's a bunch of articles about it saying that it does. So I didn't look at any of them. Just put my phone away and sat there and waited. And, yeah, it's a really ballsy end credit sequence. That's all I'll say.
I do that too with the checking on the phone, seeing if there's any credits.
Yeah, if you go see it in the theater, definitely stay till the end because it's so worth it for what they're planning. Like,
I'm really having a guess. I'm having a guess. Is it Godzilla versus King Kong Redux?
I ain't telling you shit. That is something they need to do though, because that last Godzilla movie was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I did that, and then the main reason I took this time off was Friday. Yeah, I got up and I watched all of Iron Fist, fucking beginning to end.
We did the same thing.
It's not fantastic, but damn, it was fun. There's a huge plot hole that I won't bring up because it affects the storyline, but it's a gigantic plot hole that I can't believe the writers fucking missed. Because
I missed it too.
Yeah,
I'll ask after.
A lot of people did, but yeah, it's fucking huge. But yeah, it's the special effects on it are great. I love the way they actually did the Iron Fist, CGI. Finn Jones as Danny Rand is fantastic because he is, a man of two worlds, confused by both and not really feeling a part of either. Like the acting part of that character was really good. The fight choreography was pretty good. I think honestly, if Iron Fist had came out before Daredevil, like the critics would be singing its praises. The only real downside to Iron Fist is there's been 2 seasons of Daredevil, and Daredevil is fucking spectacular. And so it doesn't reach that bar. That's the only thing wrong with Iron Fist is that it's not Daredevil. And Daredevil was just that damn good that it made everything else look bad. And honestly, I don't think any of the other Netflix shows have been close. Daredevil destroys Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. It's just so much better.
I think Iron Fist could definitely use with more action. It's slowed down way too much a lot of times. You only see like the Iron Fist actually get used like a handful of times.
Well, because they also did, it's the introduction, like where they kind of did the same thing with Iron Fist that they did with the first Thor movie, where they kind of play off the idea of, is he actually crazy or is he someone with superpowers?
We all saw the trailer.
Well, of course. I mean, that in the storyline and in the world he's living in, all these people are looking at him as, someone who's lying about being who he is because he's supposedly a kid that died when he was 10, and now he's back from the dead without proof. So, there was a lot of story to get over. And also, as we've seen from the Netflix shows, it's always the origin season, basically. Season 1 is always the origin of the character. And if anything, this one even cuts it short on that because it's been, in the news, so it's not a spoiler, but there's no suit. At the end of the season 1, we don't get Danny in a green suit. It doesn't happen. Sad about that.
I wouldn't even take the green suit, just the head thing.
The bandana. Yeah. Even just the bandana would have been cool. Yeah,
just that.
Yeah, the only thing you get is the glowing hand and the tattoo. But I mean, and all that's in the trailer, so I mean, we knew that already. But yeah, it was a fun show and I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch it again before I rewatch Jessica Jones. I still haven't wanted to go back to that one because that's a really tough show to watch. But I think it was more fun than Luke Cage. I actually put it in like the 2 spot for fun. But yeah, for rewatchability, I think it'll be worth going back and rewatching. It's one of those ones where it's a whole lot of prequel, which if it leads to a great Defender series, that's all that really matters. I want to see Finn Jones standing next to Michael Colton, and if those two actors can get along and play off that relationship, that's what fucking matters. Because honestly, neither Luke Cage nor Iron Fist are fantastic characters on their own. Their individual titles have been canceled multiple times, and it's because everybody can tell a couple of great stories with them, but they're not long lasting. Neither one of these characters is fucking Batman or Spider-Man. Like they're fairly simple concepts from the 70s. But when you put the two of them together and they play off of each other, as far as I'm concerned, they're the best duo in comics. Power Man and Iron Fist together, playing off each other's personality and character traits, it's better than any of the Brave and the Bold stories. It's better than fucking Batman and Robin. They are the best duo in comics. I will put them up against fucking Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. They're that good.
Heroes for hire, motherfucker.
Yeah, and they've been the heroes for hire since the fucking 70s, and it's a story that they keep going back to. The latest Sanford Green comic has been great. I off the top of my head, I can't think of who's writing it. But yeah, the Sanford Green's the artist on it, and honestly, I just had to drop the title just because I can't afford as many books as I've been getting, but it's been a really enjoyable read, and I've been loving it. So I was really mad that I had to cut that book just because there's the other titles I'm getting I've been reading for twice as long, and so you have to stick with the ones that you have the most continuity on. But yeah, it's a really good book. I like the show. It'll be a good one to talk a little bit more in depth, especially when Naki's back and she gets a chance to see it. Talk about because they're still talking about the people of color and the casting in the movie or
which
in the show.
We call
I'm
stop.
Not doing it again.
No, fuck you, Chris. We called our Minority Report. Let's have a bump for it.
Get him a bump. But yeah, so Iron Fist was great.
Well,
yeah,
seeing as I'm
Kong
the one that
great.
plays the bumps, it's very difficult for that to actually happen.
And then I finally I had some it's been Christmas around here. Stuff keeps showing up in the mail, which is always fun. Kickstarters and toys and all sorts of shit that I shouldn't be buying. But yeah, Skybound finally decided to get all my money and finally fucking got off their ass and put out an Invincible action figure. These were released exclusively at Emerald City last month or at the start of the month. And then they just went on Skybound's website. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Little fuckers are pricey. They're $25 a pop. So, I mean, it's pricey for a 6-inch figure, but they're made by McFarlane Toys and Skybound working together, and they're fucking fantastic looking. And of course, like everything in comics, there has to be a variant. So besides the regular version, you have the pulled from a Ryan Otley fight scene, fucking dipped in blood, violent version of fucking Invincible. So yeah, so I got those two figures showed up. So, yeah,
he doesn't look all that invincible there.
Well, he's not missing his arms or anything. He's just most of the time when the character, honestly, most of the time in the books when he's dipped in blood like that, it's not his blood because he is invincible.
Sorry, just from that, it looks like it's dripping down off his face. Just from that.
people tend to splatter against him. He's a really tough kid. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been getting into. And yeah, I'm going to go see the Belko Experiment today because I still got my one free movie ticket for my parents. Happy birthday!
Well, excellent. Excellent. I think that is going to start us wrapping things up. Don't forget, guys, we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over on geeks.live and also live on Diamond Club TV. You can find all of our contact information over on GonnaGeekNetwork.com. Just click on the All Things Good and Nerdy button and you can figure out how to get in touch with us. A friendly reminder, the next live show that you can check out on geeks.live is tonight as we record this Sunday, March 19th, 2017, 9 p.m. is PopX Cast. You can go to geeks.live and check that out for yourself. As we start to wrap things up, you guys have any final thoughts for us? Anything?
Yes, like I said, twitch.tv/SouthPorky. And you can also find my YouTube video, which I'll probably be posting up there too, is South Porky, I believe, as well. I think it's South Porky. It should be South Porky. I think it's South Porky
for Twitch. And I believe your YouTube was also when we tried to figure that out.
I believe so, but once again, I had that message from someone who was South Porky as well. I was like, how is this possible?
There's two South Porkies.
Because every time I go to YouTube, it just says my name, Willie Nelson, with the space and everything. So I'm like, I don't know. This is so confusing. What is my YouTube thing called? I don't know. It's just saying my name.
Is there a North Porky?
What?
Is there a North Porky?
Not that I know of. I got that name because I was trying to think of a Gmail account at the time when I was a lot younger. South Park was on TV right beside me, and Porky Pig just popped in my head for other reasons. So I just put them together. South Porky. Luckily, it's not taken except for that one random dude.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is some mindset into the brain of one William D. Nelson.
There is no South Porky.
I guess it could have been worse. He could have been Park Pig.
Yeah, that's true. It really is. I don't know how else to transition it, but to say, hey guys, we're gonna wrap up. We'll probably hang around for a couple minutes post show, in case you guys want to talk to Park Pig. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Next week for Minority Report.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at GonnaGeek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@GonnaGeek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at Incompetech.com.